Droid.
Welcome to the Droid Forums News Brief, where your humble hosts cover the hot news topics of the week. And we got some really exciting topics this week.
I know. I'm really happy about these.
I mean, this video can go on for a half an hour, but it won't. But
No.
anyway, with that said, Stormy, take it away, brother.
Right on. We'll keep it brief as possible. Sony is looking to sell its mobile division. That's the first topic of conversation for today. My comment on this is it's very sad to see the legacy of Sony crumbling before our very eyes. They are supposedly even considering selling their TV division. It won't be Sony without TVs. It's odd too, because Sony's Android phones are some of the best looking high-tech and well-supported devices out there. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand why they couldn't get any traction in the market. I agree with CR6. I once owned a 1977 Trinitron in the late 90s, and the picture was still flawless even after 20 years.
Yeah.
I intend Sony finds some way to survive in this market.
Yeah, those Trinitrons were pretty awesome TVs, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Kodiak 799, he really hit on something that really bears mentioning. Stating the obvious that the Android space is crowded, right? I mean, we're talking like nose to the back of the head crowded.
Right.
But Sony and every other manufacturer, for that matter, they really have to differentiate themselves, in this space. And I don't see that happening. It's like they should find a niche, whatever that is, and just go for it.
Right.
And he also mentions that the 5-inch screen, the 5-inch screen space, it really is. Which, in my opinion, is that sweet spot, but it really is. It's really poorly represented. I didn't see a lot. Everybody kind of jumped, on the 5+ screen space. But maybe they could just they could hit that space, 5-inch phones, find their niche, and just make a great phone and focus on doing that. So I don't know. A manufacturer really has to step out from the rest of the crowd. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, next up is Google's next phase, Project Era, the Spiral 2 modular phone. You know what? I think we both agree on this, but I love it, and we need an applause. Thank you for that. Yeah, I touched on this thread already, Stormy. They really need carrier support for this to be successful. It's just plain and simple as that. And CR6... He nailed it when he said that he doesn't see this going mainstream anytime soon, and I couldn't agree more. I don't either. It's a good at least 3 years away, and it's a great thread. I think and everybody in this thread makes some really excellent points, and it's really a must read because there's some really good ideas being tossed around, speculation, opinions, so on and so forth.
Right. I'll add to that. I really want to like Project Ara. It's definitely one of the most innovative concepts in the smartphone industry, and we desperately need those. I think Lifted Plane nailed it. He said the possibilities of this idea are exciting. Having said that, I'm skeptical this will be a viable business model. There are just too many different things that have to happen to make this work. Now, like I said in my comment, if Google were to somehow have its own carrier, then all bets are off, and they could make it work.
Yeah, that's a excellent point, and I mentioned that in the thread.
So looks like we're going into the next topic, which is Samsung may buy Blackberry.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm scratching my head on this one. Why would Samsung want a dying product? They already own the Android sector. I concur with Zine on this one. Samsung would be getting ripped off buying it at $7.5 billion. Even though this move would help them get some extra room in the business market, eventually that market will yield to Apple, Android, and maybe even Microsoft. Besides, the latest intel says that BlackBerry balked at this amount. So I bet you Samsung simply walks away from this.
Oh wow! I didn't know that they kind of balked at $7.9 billion. That's it's a lot of money, and it's a really interesting bit of news for sure. But I read this article on Bluebird by Josh Topolsky, and Johnny Kansas caught onto it as well. he says that it's a power play to crack the business market, and I think that's a kind of pretty good speculation because I mean, let's face it, there's been this great big void left by RIM. I mean, they're pretty much non-existent in that space, and it's really ripe for picking. It's just kind of been sitting there, and I'm actually surprised it hasn't happened sooner. But I don't know, kind of interesting to see how this turns out. Somebody needs to grab that business, the enterprise market, and run away with it like RIM Blackberry used to do. I don't know. We'll see what happens, huh?
Right on.
And last up is the Google employees, ex-Google employees develop a Surface-like knockoff with Android OS. Hey, you know what? I really like Microsoft Surface products, and I just think this was just a really good move. It's really a no-brainer. Surface is a great product. Now you got something with Android, does the same thing. Hey, win-win.
Well, I'll have to say, this thing, which is called the Remix, by the way, it's a pretty cool idea. The only flaw I see that will throw a monkey wrench in the works is that the reason the Surface is a great device is because it can basically replace your laptop, and you can still be productive with it using Microsoft Office, Adobe Photoshop, and other PC-centric software. While there's a version of Office for Android, a lot of these other important software pieces on the PC are still not represented very well on Android. You can't. There's a lot you can't do yet to fully replace a PC. That makes this a less useful knockoff. My take on it is, for now, it's kind of a meh.
Dude, you bring up some really good points, man. Yeah, I can't say you're wrong. I can't disagree with that. But yeah, but hey, that's why we're here, right?
That's right.
All right, so that's it for this week. And remember to leave your comments in the news stories because you never know when you can become the next news brief star. So thanks everyone for participating. We really enjoy reading all these comments and these discussions. These have been really great threads and great news put up by Stormy. So thank you for that, David.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. We'll see you later.